Namaste, everyone, and welcome to yet another podcast episode from the Incense show. So, last time we done this chapter from the Complete Incense book by Suzanne Fisher Rizzi. So, we done a chapter on Greece, and we read a few of the, in fact, we read all of the zodiac associations that they had with the incense ingredients. And today we are reading page number 110, and because we are also going to have a few recipes here, so you might just want to grab your pen and paper and something, and um, get a favorite beverage or snacks or something while I give you company. So let's start with this. Is page number 110. It says effective incense burning substances from ancient Greece. The following substances were used for incense burning in Greece: frankincense, myrrh, mastic, opoponax, costus, sandalwood, cinnamon, cassia, ambergris, hibiscus berries, common myrrh, myrtle, saffron, cedar, sulfur, ocean onions, and many more. So even in Ayurveda, many of these Ayurvedic incense mixtures, we have sulfur, and sulfur is supposed to actually get rid of a space of the negative energy, as in some kind of negative what do I say, some kind of negativity that somebody has actually sent your way, so kind of vibe or spell or charm or anything that somebody has done to you. So sulfur is supposed to get a space rid of that negativity specifically. So we use a lot of sulfur in the Ayurvedic incense mixtures as well. So it says the ancient Greeks used incense burning substances imported from Arabia, India, and Egypt in much the same way they were used in their countries of origin. For that reason, we will only study plants and substances that had a specific use in Greece. The incense burning traditions of the ancient Romans were so much like those of Greece. We will not discuss them separately in this book. Iris. It says Iris germani clava. That's the Latin name. The iris is the first flower to come into bloom in Greece. The Greeks used the fragrant rootstock for incense burning, salves, oils, and perfumes. They also used it to add aroma to wine. According to Greek mythology, Iris, the goddess of the rainbow and the messenger of the gods, escorts the dying along the rainbow into the land of everlasting peace. The Greeks used the fragrance of the iris to make the journey into the next world easier. Incense burning with irises can have erotic effects when mixed with incense burning herbs that have similar effects. Together with mastic and frankincense, the fragrance of the root is helpful in cleaning the aura and stimulating the flow of subliminal energies in the body. Many people believe this mixture is helpful in reaching contact with spiritual beings such as angels. Then we have laurel. It says Laurus nobilis. The laurel is a typical Mediterranean plant. Its leathery leaves and fruits are particularly rich in essential oils. Greek mythology tells us that Gaia, Mother Earth, changed Daphne into a laurel tree to protect her from Apollo, who was pursuing her. The laurel tree is strongly associated with Apollo, the healing god. It is the plant of cleansing and prophecy. At the oracle of Delphi, seers slept on a bed of laurel leaves and inhaled the smoke before they announced their prophecies. Okay, yeah, so that reminds me, if ever you wish to check out an incense ingredient, something that you're new to, and you want to know what kind of an impact it's going to have on you, particularly as an individual, one thing would be to just inhale the smoke of it. So just light up a small charcoal bit and just place a little bit of it on top of that charcoal. And in fact, it would be better if you don't directly do it, so place it on a foil and then place it on the charcoal, and then inhale that smoke just before you're going to sleep at night. And you might probably get dreams which are either pleasant or unpleasant, or something that might just give you a peek into the future and something like that. And you might just get an insight on how you can better use that incense ingredient for your own individual self. So that's a ritual that you can do whenever you come across an incense ingredient that you've never actually used earlier, or probably something that you have been using but you never actually used it this way. So you might just want to try that, see for yourself. It says the ancient Greeks burnt laurel for many sacred purposes, for prophecies, to cleanse the atmosphere, and to induce prophetic dreams. They also used laurel to fumigate in order to diminish the danger of infection during pestilence. So this is a common practice. Many of the ancient cultures practice this kind of thing. That's the whole reason why we also have Ayurvedic incenses. They considered laurel an inclusive remedy. Laurel leaves and twigs have a very typical crackling sound when burned. You should only use laurel in small amounts, or better yet, combine it with other herbs. During incense burning, it expands the senses and sharpens awareness. It is part of an incense burning dream mixture used before retiring. People believe that its fragrance creates dreams that come true. It also allows you to remember more of your dreams. So you can also do this ritual with essential oil. So if you come across an essential oil, or probably if you already even have some essential oil that you have been using, but you probably haven't used it this way, so you might just want to rub a little bit of it on your hand, or on some cloth or something, and just deeply inhale it for say around 5-6 times or something like that, and till you feel comfortable smelling it. Once you start to get irritated, you might just want to leave it and place that cloth around your pillow somewhere, or if you are very uncomfortable, you might just let it go and place it somewhere else, and then you sleep on that. This also is supposed to give you quite a few prophetic dreams, and the kind of effect that particular essential oil is going to have on your individual being, that also can be gauged by the dreams that you have that night. So that's just something that I wanted to share with you. And then we have amber. It says succinum, SUCCINUM. Amber is a fossil resin that dripped from trees during the Tertiary period, 63 million to 5 million years ago. It was washed into the ocean and buried there under sediments. After millions of years, the ocean washed out the sediments and the liquid resin solidified. In ancient Greece, amber was called electron, the root of the word electricity. When rubbed, this resin becomes electrostatic. Ancient Greeks and Egyptians considered amber to be an important healing remedy against cystitis, mental illness, fever, stomach problems, throat infections, pain, and much more. We still have their knowledge about its healing power. You can purchase amber in specialty stores in the form of amber oil, Oleum succini, RCT. We use it as a remedy for rheumatism, in cosmetics, and for revitalizing the skin. The ancient Greeks burned amber extensively as incense resin. They believed the sunstone, as this resin is called, connected them to the sun god, creating an atmosphere of renewal and mental alertness. Amber was a favorite ingredient in incense burning mixtures used in temples and for medicinal purposes. Today, you can buy amber in pieces from wholesale companies that sell minerals. Amber is also used in jewelry, and specifically, it is used to make into a pendant and hang it around the neck of kids, babies, infants, to help prevent them, from the negative impact of anything negative around them, and also to keep them emotionally at peace with themselves, and it helps to calm them down and just helps them be babies, happy and cheerful. So that's one way that many people use amber stones. Also, because it is used as an incense, but it doesn't have a lot of smoke, and probably it's the only incense resin that's in the stone form, and the stone actually catches fire. So that's quite interesting. Now we have the recipes, so you might just want to write these down. Recipes from Greek incense burning. Greek temple frankincense. Frankincense 2 parts, myrrh 1 part, cedar 1 part, amber 1 and 1/4 part. Amber is a quarter part. You may substitute larch or pinyon resin for amber. Crush the frankincense and myrrh with a mortar and pestle. Pulverize the amber separately. Add the cedar shavings. Mix everything together well. This so-called temple incense burning recipe creates an atmosphere of devotion, dignity, and peace. It works well for praying and meditating. It is very calming and relaxing, particularly at times of severe nervous exhaustion and spastic convulsions. It has a balsam-like warm fragrance. Then we have Pythia. It's Pythia. Opoponax 5 parts, mastic 5 parts, labdanum 1 part, hop marjoram 1 part, laurel leaves 1 part, camphor 1 part. The fragrance of this mixture is multi-layered. It's spicy, fresh, balsam-like, herb-like, and mysterious, like the seer of the Oracle of Delphi. We use this mixture when we want to look into the future. It's a companion when consulting an oracle or I Ching or tarot. Its fragrance stimulates dream activities. When used before retiring, it can make us more consciously aware of our dreams. The incense burning mixture inspires intuition and imagination. I think people in the earlier times lived more consciously. We are like just existing and running around for nothing. The third one is, I don't know what to call it, Chiron. It's Chiron. It's iris root 1 part, myrtle leaves 1 part, mastic 4 parts, strings of saffron 1/2 part, and sage 1 part. Pulverize the dried iris root. Break the mastic into small pieces with a mortar and pestle. Crush the myrtle and sage between your hands. Mix these and add the strings of saffron. This is a mixture whose fragrance supports healing. In times of inner conflict and vulnerability, emotional pain and grief, this mixture is able to stimulate the body's power of self-healing. Use a pinch at a time on charcoal. Then we have Afternoon of a Fawn. So it's sandalwood powder 4 parts, hibiscus seeds 4 parts, storax 1 part, strings of saffron 1/2 part, benzoin 1/2 part, herb bennet 1/2 part, and propolis 1/2 part. Pulverize the hibiscus seeds, propolis, and benzoin with a mortar and pestle. Shave off labdanum using the back of a knife and add it to the mixture. Crush the cloves particularly well. Cloves weren't mentioned in the ingredient list, but anyway, it's here. Mix all the ingredients together. If storax gum is only available in a liquid form, knead it into the rest of the ingredients to make a dough you can shape into small pellets the size of peas. Strings of saffron and cloves are available in stores that sell spices. You can find hibiscus seeds in herbal stores that sell incense burning substances. The fragrance of Pan, the faun, the Greek god of nature with billy goat feet, awakens the senses. It charms with an erotic and sensuous fragrance and invites you to experience your body sensuously. Close your eyes and allow this fragrance to transport you to the warm countries of the Mediterranean. Snuggle comfortably and enjoy the pleasure. Allow this feeling of well-being to flow through you and warm your body. So that was all that we had today. This is page 111 and that's the end of chapter on Greek incense. So I hope you enjoyed this episode and you learned something from it. You might just want to check out the last episode also where I've spoken about the incense ingredients and the astrological zodiac sign connections. So that's all for the episode. If you learned something from it and if you think somebody else can learn something from it too, share it with them. If you liked it, give it a like. I thank you so much for listening to this episode. Till we meet again next, take very good care of yourself. Namaste.